What's happening, guys? Welcome to Fantasy Football Hub. My name's John Nellis, and today I'm going to reveal my World Cup fantasy squad to you. We have the whole thing to build here, and there's one tiny spoiler up in the top left corner. I've used a booster already. I've went for the 12th man. I've got Kylian Mbappe for 1 week only, but he is not involved in my draft, so there is a spoiler. If you haven't already signed up to Fantasy Football Hub, there's 30% off using the link in the description. You'll get the World Cup Fantasy Ultimate Guide, lots of articles, and if you are a member, there's a £1,000 giveaway competition on the game. Right, let's get stuck in. No messing around. Straight up, no kissing. Over to England for my goalkeeper, which it's a hard one with my allegiances from an international standpoint. I'm an Irishman, so picking an English player is hard for me. But look, I think the fixtures for England are really good. I think the first fixture in particular, it says it all around there, and I'm going to be doubling up in defence. I'm actually going to be bringing in Pickford and Shaw. A lot of people have went for Trippier, and I get it. I really do. I just see it as being a problem down the line. I could see rotation with Trent. Maybe if there's certain games sewn up, if the group won for Matchday 3. On top of that, I also just think Trippier could come off maybe before the end of the game, maybe 65, 70 minutes into a game for Trent. I think he'll want his time. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I just think Shaw's more nailed, and I don't want 3 of them. So I've gone Pickford and Shaw as my England double up in defence. So yeah, that's what we've went for. I've also picked a Netherlands defender, Denzel Dumfries. I was worried he was injured. But it turns out he shook that off. He's happy out. He's not injured. So Denzel Dumfries, I think in terms of his attacking output, it's unparalleled in terms of defenders going to the World Cup. And I also really like the Netherlands in their group. And that first game against Senegal, it's probably going to be easier than... Senegal have a lot of good players. You know, their goalkeepers in it, Mendy, they've Koulibaly, they have loads of players who like kind of jump out and surprise you a little bit. But Mane isn't there. Which I think will definitely hamper them going forward. So clean sheet, potential attack and upside. I like Dumfries, I really do. My next defender is from Denmark, and it's Joachim Mehl. I'm going to go for 4.5 million, great value, good attack and output in terms of qualification and previous internationals. There's not a lot more going into that. I can't say I've watched a hell of a lot of the guy playing. This is more a case of a lot of the experts who I've spoke to this week on the channel have picked him. He looks good value. I'm trusting the stats and the numbers they've thrown at me. I get excited by a 4.5 million player who has that potential output. Now, this player is someone I wanted, and I'm happy I could fit in. He was one of the last people I filled into my team, and I was surprised at the budget left. It was Cancelo. I can fit him in. I think Portugal have a really good group. I think they could do very well. I think Uruguay's their hardest game. I hope I've got that right. I think Uruguay's in their group off the top of my head. Uruguay, Portugal. And they have a couple of other good games. Ghana, the first one. I think Cancelo he has a good attack and output. An incredible one at Man City. I think he can do that at international level. And I think they'll be quite cagey at the back. I think Portugal will keep clean sheets. So Cancelo there. Absolutely locked in this team. And then the budget enabler that a lot of us are going for is this guy Souza, Borna Souza over at Croatia. I think at 3.5 million, a player who's likely to start. Again, another wingback who could have attack and output. I think it's a no-brainer for just 3.5 million. So Souza goes in for me. Souza, however you say it. So I like the look of that backline. You know, we've got the correlation between Pickford and Shaw, the double up. So we're back in England early. With Dumfries against Senegal, Mehl against Tunisia, Cancelo against Ghana, and Souza, who will probably be... Well, he'll be a bench player, but it kind of depends on how all the substitutes works out and the order in which I play them through the week. But yeah, I like that. I think it's a really strong game week 1 defensive line. Into midfield, I have that man Kevin De Bruyne with the added point for key passes, for 2 key passes. I think he'll rack them up. I think he will get goals. I think he will get assists. Canada, I think people need to respect the North American teams a bit more. USA and Canada, I think they could do okay. You know, I think one of them will probably get out of their group, but I don't know. I think De Bruyne is just going to be too much for them, and he could do whatever he wants in any game. He's, in my mind, when fit, the best midfielder in the world. You might disagree. We go on to another midfielder, and we're over to the Netherlands again for our second player here, and it's Steven Bergwijn. Has stepped up and done a lot. Played quite advanced, particularly with Depay injured. So Bergwijn there, I really like it. I think he could do very well. I don't think there's much more to say on it. Senegal, again, decent fixture. Could be a few goals there. He's in. Not a big surprising pick. 7 million. in he goes. My next pick, I was over the moon I could fit him in. Really good opening fixture, and he does great at international level, and this could be his final international tournament with the team. It's Di Maria. I think Di Maria is a great pick. 8.5 million. Was surprised I could fit him in here, but he's there. And I'm over the moon to have him and Messi. Oh, did I just give a spoiler away? Oops, silly me. So we'll plug in the spoiler. Lionel Messi goes in, 10.5 million. Messi and Di Maria were in love. It's great. I think Argentina will do great. And Saudi Arabia, that first game, they're going to absolutely slaughter them, I imagine. But it is a World Cup, anything can happen. And actually, for our fourth midfield slot, we're going to stay in Argentina, and Argentina triple up. I am going for Rodrigo de Paul. Was the main man at Udinese for a few seasons. He went to Atletico Madrid, as it does with all Atletico Madrid players, somewhat killed his attack and output. But at international level, he can show up, and I think that little hat-trick of Argentinians in the game week 1 could set me ahead of the pack. Those three, Bergwijn, De Bruyne, I love the back line. I actually kind of like Pickford, and Mbappe as that booster. I'm loving the look of this so far, but we have a full bench to fill out, and these are far from bench players. You'll notice I have 27.5 million left in the budget. So in terms of a goalkeeper, we're going for rumoured starting goalkeeper Roche. Roche? I'm going to go for Roche. He's our starting goalkeeper here. He will be starting on the bench. I think he plays towards the end of the first match day, so I might swap him in for Pickford depending how that all pans out. Need to double check that. But Roche on the bench in the goalkeeper slot. Love it. All right. First on my bench is by no means a bench player. It's a forward from Brazil. Oh, Vinicius would be fun to pick. I just think everything goes through Neymar, though. Neymar is in this team. I think these are all going to copy me because this team's too good. Neymar there. I think Neymar, Messi, talisman for the two teams that I think. Obviously, I think the bookies think it as well. If you had to pick one team to win, I would pick Brazil. But they would be my prediction. They're the favourites. They are my prediction. I do think that's true. And Neymar's their main man. There's nothing more to think about. You pick the favourites, and their main man's Neymar. I just think he's going to do incredible. I'd hate to go without him. Opening fixture, not amazing, but look, I think he could do it in any game in this tournament. Okay, after that, who else have we got? We've got our full defensive line. We need our midfielder and our extra forward. So I've actually went for a fun last forward. I went for a really fun one. Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo does it at international level, and again with Depay out early doors, I think Gakpo could do really well. Outstanding young player. I think he's going to do really good. I just really like him from PSV. I think he's going to do really good. So I wanted him in my team. And that's the thing as well about the World Cup fantasy. I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm taking it seriously. I want to win. But I'm not going to be like... I'll pick Gakpo over maybe a more optimal 6.5 million guy to allow 500,000. Blah, blah. Nah. Gakpo in the team. Love the kid. Think he's on to great things. Let me back him for the World Cup because he is a great pick. I really like him. Alright, who is my last player? I've got my team down here in front of me. I'm trying to work who I've missed out. Yes, the last midfielder is from Belgium. I have 6 million in the budget, but I'm going to leave 500,000 there because I've picked a guy that a lot of people have picked. It's Leandro Trossard. Could be played out of position. Great in the Premier League. Injury trouble maybe in Belgium, particularly with Lukaku. I think Trossard will get his chance, and I think he's a great pick at just 5.5 million. So this is my team. If I confirm it, which I have, I think the way I'll probably play this based off when fixtures are. I had a quick look at this before I hit record, but I would just need to double confirm, and maybe you should as well. I think this is roughly how I would line up, because you want the guys playing earlier in the match day early, and then the guys later in the match day, so like 3-4 days into the tournament on your bench, and then you can manually substitute them in. So this is what I've fell on. My captain will be Messi. Mbappe there, the booster. So 12th man, Mbappe against Australia. This is my team. Triple Netherlands, triple Argentina. Some nice pieces around the edges. Double Belgium, double England. I love this. I really, really like this team. I hope you like it too. Best of luck with the tournament. And don't forget you can sign up the hub using the link in the description. My name's John Nellis. Thank you for being here. Drop a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel. See you later. Bye-bye.